Here's what nobody is telling you about Gala games. It's tokenomics. It's the issue around tokenomics. The sustainability issue around crypto gaming hasn't yet been solved. Most people play cryptocurrency games to earn money. And that's fine unless you can make this a sustainable model. But right now, there are still issues with this. In this video, we're going to look at several different aspects for Gala games. So we are not just looking at the tokenomics, we're also looking at relative standing within the crypto gaming industry, at relative performance, how is the price momentum doing, and we're not going to look at gameplay of like Townstar or Spider Tanks. We're going to focus on Gala as an investment. Does it make sense to buy Gala now and to hold it over the long term? What kind of risk tolerance do you need? But first things first, let's first look at where Gala is currently at. We are looking at 22 cents per token. Gala is in the top 4 cryptocurrency gaming tokens. So the largest project is Decentraland with a market cap of 4.7 billion. Then we've got the Sandbox, 3.2, Axie Infinity, 3 billion, and then half of that size is Gala Games with 1.5 billion. Now there's 2 games currently live, a lot of other games in development. The ones that are live, the largest is Townstar, and afterwards comes Spider Tank. But there's quite a bit of other games here in the pipeline, all of them with the potential to gain quite a bit of adoption. And so in this way, Gala Games is a bit less risky than, for example, Axie Infinity, because Axie Infinity is just a single game, right? When this game gets less interest, when there's maybe other games that pay more or other games that are more fun, then you've got a problem here with Axie Infinity. And there's only very few games that really have a long lasting lifespan, right? There's like Minecraft, there's League of Legends, but most games, they come and go simply because there's ever increasing competition. So the concept of investing rather in a development shop with multiple games rather than just in a single game does provide potentially some kind of diversification benefit, right? You're not just putting all your eggs into a single basket. Now, Gala Games does release specific tokens for its game. So we've got a Townstar token that you earn within the game that you can then sell on the open market. The performance isn't too great, right? Once people earn this, they tend to sell this off. The utility of the Gala token itself is mainly related to setting up nodes, right, that run the games, and to also, for example, buy the gold membership that gives you specific advantages in the game. So you can buy NFTs in Townstar that will give you a slight edge over other players. So a bit like a pay to play, or at least a pay to progress within the game. That's being done with the Gala token. Before we go to the tokenomics aspect of crypto gaming, let's first have a quick look at the chart. So this is Gala Games in US dollars, which of course had a massive rally, right? This is from bottom to top, 130,000%. And since this rise here was so incredible, even if you look at the relative performance to Ethereum, we see pretty much the same chart, right? The Ethereum volatility was pretty much non-existent compared to the Gala volatility. If you invest into this at the wrong point in time, right, you have a potential loss of like 86%. These kind of drops, they happened several times, more than 90%. So you really don't want to buy this directly after a short-term rally. You can easily halve your money. And currently we are not in such a short-term rally, right? It looks like Gala Games is kind of doing this quick pumps due to excitement, maybe when there's a new milestone being hit by a launch of a certain game or of a certain feature. And then the attention goes away and the price tends to bleed, waiting for the next big breakthrough. Now, currently, it very much looks like if you do play Townstar, for example, that it does make sense to very quickly get out of that coin. As quickly as you earn it, you probably want to put your money into another cryptocurrency. This seems to be very much deflationary. The issuance probably done via increased adoption of the game. This additional supply, it does depress the price. And this is a very constant bleed. There is not a significant mechanism that turns this around. So as quickly as you have it, probably sell it. There really seems to be no reason to try to speculate on a price appreciation over here, right? Maybe Gala Games wants to fix it at some point. And if some news come out that give this token more utility, then of course this could revert. But with the current setup, that's relatively unlikely. So if you hold on to this, if you buy into this, at least follow the news very closely. You want to have an edge here. You don't just want to bet on a negative trending chart, right? These charts, they tend to continue. Just because something has come down doesn't mean it has to go back up again, right? Rather invest into long-term positive trends. At least that's how I personally approach this. So let's now discuss tokenomics, or the issue relating to the sustainability of crypto gaming. Before we do that, if you so far enjoy this video, consider subscribing because I publish videos regularly. Of course, a like would be appreciated as well. Thank you. When discussing crypto games, I think the most important question to ask is, what's the motivation for putting money in? In the end, crypto games, they can't just create money out of thin air, right? It's a redistribution model. Money enters the system, money exits the system. There's some kind of skill-based redistribution happening. The winners get the money. And so we've got this closed system where we have to follow the cash flows. But what's important here is to see what's the motivation for the cash flow coming in, right? Why does money enter the system? And for traditional games, for most traditional games, not crypto games, it's simply entertainment, right? You want to be entertained. You're not expecting to take out more money than you put in. You're just buying the game, or you're buying a skin of the game. You simply show this to your friends. You want to get some dopamine out of this, and that's it. The money is just spent. That's very different for play to earn games, right? That's very different for things like Townstar. The people that start playing Townstar, they don't necessarily want to get entertained, at least the current player base. They mainly play this to earn money. And that by itself isn't necessarily a bad thing, but there needs to be some kind of mechanism that keeps people in the game. And I've had quite a bit of experience with this, actually. I used to play online poker professionally for several years. And I see online poker as pretty much the first play to earn game, so to speak, right? You put in money over here with the expectation to afterwards get more money out of the system. You did not necessarily play this card game because you like card games, right? You played this card game to get those dollars from other people. And now this is a bit abstracted away, right? You transfer these dollars into some kind of token, and then you earn tokens and you pay those out. But in the end, if we don't look at this conversion, it's simply money coming in, money coming out. Even if the money at the beginning might not be directly from the players, right? It might just be a subsidy of, say, the developer. But still, dollars can't be created out of thin air. And so why did online poker last for so many years? Why was it profitable for such a long time? And why might Gala games, or any crypto gaming platform for that matter, have problems with that? The reason is, once there's money involved in a game, the skill within that game increases rapidly. Because if you've got a casual game where there's no money to be made, then people just treat it casually, right? But once there's money on the table, people really start to get into this very deeply. People spend a lot of time in order to beat the market. People will develop external software to optimize certain strategies. People will discuss strategies. People will pay each other for coachings to become even better. There might even be revenue sharing happening. Whatever it is, there's a real industry developing around this. And this then causes casual gamers to leave the system at a certain point in time, because they simply cannot compete against the professional gamers. But why did online poker survive so long? That's because of the luck component within online poker, right? You can play thousands of games and still lose when over the tens of thousands of games you are winning. So you've maybe got 95% luck, 5% skill. And so when you just play for a short period of time, when you just play casually, you might be able to gain money even against the very professional people. And that keeps the casual player in the game. They still have positive moments that give this dopamine hit over here, right? So really what you want is, once you involve money into all of this, you want to make sure that the casual gamers, they still enjoy it even though it's so tough to play. And you can do this simply by randomization, right? By adding a lot of luck here. You could also do this by potentially having different tiers. So this is what happens, for example, in online poker as well, right? You've got tournaments that are just for a few dollars. You've got tournaments that are in the thousands of dollars. And of course, the higher you go with the dollar amount, the tougher the game gets. But the free games, they're always way easier than the games that involve money. And so crypto games have to find a way to get casual gamers excited about a game, because otherwise, if you've got a skill-based game that has money attached to it and that doesn't have this luck component, you get this initial rush, right? Because of the subsidy of the developer, for example, or because money from investors is getting used. You get this initial rush where everybody makes money, but the required skill goes up so steeply that nobody that joins the game afterwards still enjoys it. And so over the long term, you only have professional players playing against each other. And the professional players, they do this to take money out, not to put money in. And so the system over the long term dries up. So here are potential solutions. Add a luck component, add a component of different skill levels where you can earn different amounts of money. Add a component where you're potentially not making money, but where you're spending money on, say, social items, so skins, etc., but where you're really not competing to earn Townstar tokens, for example. But in order to achieve that, you really need to have a game that's very, very appealing. That's a very tough thing to do. And of course, you can always try to get some kind of subsidy in there via advertising, etc. But still, if the casual player doesn't enjoy the game, if it's mainly professionals that really invested a lot of time and resources in it, advertising is unlikely to solve that problem either. And so those are the things I would be looking at. Right now, from what I've seen with Townstar, for example, is that there's not too much luck involved there. You buy the NFT, you build up your city, you earn your Townstar tokens, you get some kind of nice ROI on this because this is just a growing industry right now. But if there's nothing involved that makes this enjoyable for the casual player, that can make the casual player win in, say, 48% of the times versus the professional, then I think this kind of hype is likely going to dry up. Now that's the positive thing here with Gala Games, right? They do have a lot of games in the pipeline. Let's simply hope that for those few games, this kind of a dynamic will be considered in a bit more detail. So far, I don't see it yet. Once I do see it though, I think there is a lot of potential, right? Online poker was very, very large. And if you can transfer a similar kind of mechanic to crypto games, I do think we would have a potential gold mine over there. A lot of potential that hasn't been realized yet. That would be my summary of crypto gaming in this current state, early 2022. Feel free to check out the other Gala Games video. It focuses more on the price developments, on technical analysis, on statistics. That's this video over here. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.